ni moom man ko mel ni kam war na ba salo kay
Ich hab so wieder mal.
Yoro, Kuchela, Mashaka Puna.
محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد آمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
National anthem. National anthem is going to be performed by two of Ghana greats, Sidi Issa and Mr. Yahuza. So at this point, I'm going to call on them to perform the national anthem of both the United States and Ghana. And the Ghana one is going to be Bye-Bye. Thank you.
Shall we all rise for the national anthem, the Ghana national anthem first?
Yes.
Can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the rampart we watched was so gallantly still, and the rocket glare, the bomb bursting in it, gave proof through the night that our flag was today. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave?
heads of this organization, Osman Shitu, for a welcome remarks. Osman has been a dedicated servant of the bomb, and he embodies the best in us.
This day was a long time in the making. The last time we had Damba Festival in this part of the United States was in 2012 in Massachusetts. That means that for the past 10 years, we have never had the opportunity to be together like we are today. On that note, on behalf of the planning committee, I wish to officially welcome everybody to today's occasion, and more especially for invited guests, most of whom have had to travel far to get here, and have had to sacrifice their time. They could be doing something else, but they chose to be here with us. And for that, we are really grateful. The next thing I want to talk about is to pay tribute to our leaders. I mean, our community leaders. We all have our stories about what you went through when you first came to the United States. The anxiety of leaving the known to the unknown. We were lucky because those elders that I'm talking about, they were already here. So when you got on the plane, you at least knew somebody you can call to and say, can you help me, come pick me up from the airport, and probably provide you with shelter. The elders I'm talking about, which are often referred to as our pioneering settlers, those who got here and struggled through all the anxieties and all the unknowns and finally made home here and made it possible for the rest of us to join them and now to create this community that we have. I will mention a few. We have in our midst here today, we have Mr. Andani. We have Mr. Umar Mohammed, who happened not to be here with us. He is engaged with something in Ghana. We have our brother Alidu Andani, we all call him Lido. We have Mr. Osman, who resettled back in Ghana. Mr. Imoro resettled back in Ghana. These were the early settlers. I call them that because they got here and faced all the anxieties and made it a little comfortable for us when we got here. And for that, we are really grateful. The next thing I want to talk about is, even though our community is small, tragedy has not spared us. We have had some few tragedies in the past. As we celebrate today, I think it is rather proper that we take some time and remember those of our community that happen not to be with us today. Uncle Burhani, you all know, is not with us today. Yeb Ziblim was one of us. He's not here today. And of course, Zubukali, just about a year ago, also passed away and not here with us. It is quite strange. If you look at these three individuals, their presence here would have made it a lot interesting, even though it's still going to be interesting. As we're here today, everybody is dressed up in your traditional wear. Mr. Burhani was one of the kind who would show up to every small meeting dressed up like a Dagomba man. It didn't matter whether it was Damba or it was Cho. Mr. Kennedy. I've just been reminded that one of our pioneering settlers is not here with us in the person of Mr. Mohammed Kennedy. We need to acknowledge him also being part of the elders that I was talking about. So I was talking about those of our community that are not with us today. Mr. Burhani used to show up to every occasion. It doesn't matter whether it was culturally or not, show up dressed as a Dagomba man. He was proud to be a Dagomba man. In Yab Zebulon he failed to be changed by a circumstance. He remained a Dagomba man till the end. He will speak the Bani to you wherever he met you. It doesn't matter where. He will speak the Bani to you. And I still remember the day after he passed away. I'm driving on West Side Avenue. He comes out of the store and he yells out, hey, Osman, you got Chena. You know, everybody was looking around and trying to figure out what is he talking about. He did not care where he was when you met him, he would speak the language to you. And the next day I got that terrible call that we lost him. And I couldn't believe that because I had just met him the day before. And of course, who could not remember Zubu Kali when we're talking about Damba? Zubu Kali moved to Jersey City because he wanted to be close to the Gombes. That's what he told me when he moved here. He had always talked about us coming together and doing things that would improve our culture. But today, he's not with us. And together, we should be praying for these past souls. May the Almighty Allah continue to shower His mercy on them all. I'm going to touch a little bit on how our community has been organizing itself for the past couple of years. Our objective has always been that we would mobilize ourselves and see how we can help in the development of our own people back in Ghana. And I want to challenge you. If you doubted that we could do that, coming together, today is your answer. This program is a self-funded program. It is the contribution from our members that we put together, we pull every source together for this to come into fruition. And that tells you how much we can achieve if we really pull together. And that I know we can do. If we leverage our numbers, we will be able to do more than we think we can. In order to achieve some of these objectives, we set up two organizations. We have what is called the Tiyum Taba Association in our community. Most of you I know are already aware of that. So Tiyum Taba Association was established a couple of years ago. And the funding was based on contributions from individuals. Over a couple of years, we were able to make some donations to the Central Hospital in Tamale. We were able to make some donations to, the Tamale Orphanage. And through the resources that we pulled together, we were also able to establish our community masjid, which is serving as a community center for the community as we sit today. So in the nutshell, Tiyumtaba Association was able to achieve much of what it was set up to do. Now, we started thinking about what could we do that would impact the life of the people in Ghana, but would also improve ourselves here in the United States. So the idea of Mansonsum came into fruition. And Mansonsum idea is to achieve those two at the same time. First, help our community back home, and venture into something that would accrue some kind of financial benefit to us as well. So how did we set up to do that? Again, so it will be based on mobilizing resources from ourselves, and the intention is to set up a business model which would operate. It is going to operate like a corporate organization, which means that individuals that contribute into it are kind of like shareholders, okay? And the ownership is distributed among the shareholders, and that ownership is transferable, which means that at any point in time that you do not want to have it, you can sell it out to somebody or sell it back to the corporation. Now, what do we do with the resources we put together? We said we are going to identify social responsible investments in the North. And we are already in discussion with the regional minister and his administration, trying to venture into recycle. If you've been in Tamale or if you've been in Ghana, you know what it is about garbage. Okay, so our social responsibility is to go in there and pick up this garbage, recycle that, but in the process of doing that, we're also going to generate income for our own selves.
A big round of applause for Mr. Osman Shitu. All right, permit me to preface this evening what our gathering entails. We have 4 sections today. The first section is going to be a symposium, a couple of short speeches by some of our dignitaries here, including our honorary chief, Zulsumlena. So at this point, I am going to introduce Bona Al-Hassan Yakubu. This is a man that has spent all his life to educate the young people of Damba and Ghana as well. Bona has lived a life worthy of our praise, worthy of our sacrifice.
Thank you. I don't know how sometimes history morphs itself into current reality. Al-Hassan is my father's name, not mine. I'm Yakubu. So just a point of correction there. Thank you for having me here. This is a role I would rather not have played, because as a prince of Dagon, I'm not supposed to usurp the functions of our linguists, I mean the tom-tom beaters. This is their business. If they were a tom-tom beater from royalty in Tamale, I would say that's your business. As a prince, they are my wives. We call them our wives. You don't go and usurp your wife's work. That's a no-no. If I go to the kitchen to cook, I think I'll be kicked out. This is one of a wife's job. I shouldn't be doing it. So when I leave here, I'll go back in about a week or 2. I'm going to apologize to one of them in Tamale and say, look, I stole your job. Okay. Just so we are on the same page about this. This is not my role. I'm doing it because they are not here to do it. And I bet I'm going to pay some compensation for that. History of Damba, long and short, since we're running out of time. It is a religious festival. That's the first thing I want you to know. Because Damba is not a part of ancient Damba. Damba came to Damba with the enskinment of Nazanjina. Nazanjina had a local name. We call him Zanjina as a nickname. His real name was Muhammad or Muhammad. But even before Muhammad, he had another name. Now, those of you who are true and true Dagombes, that's my assignment for you. I'm just going to lead you. It starts with a G, and it's followed by an A. The rest of it you find out. Because I will not do the tom-tom drummers' work. If I stole it and did all of it, they'll say I'm really stealing their job. But I've set you on the path. Find them, get the rest of it. There are 4 letters in it. I've given you 2. Find the other 2. Now, Zanjina went on a sojourn, or a pilgrimage, if you will, to Hausa land, that's somewhere in northern Nigeria. There, he had the opportunity to learn and read and master the Quran. And in the process, he converted to Islam. Now, if you have any inkling at all about what Islam is all about, you will also know that the Prophet Muhammad was born on the 12th day of Damba, the month of Damba. He was born on the 12th day. So in order to celebrate the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, Zanjina came back to Dagon and instituted the festival, the Damba Festival. And you heard one of the speakers say, it's a week-long thing, it's 7 days. See, if you have a child born today, that's the day they are born. They're born today. But the naming ceremony is the 7th day. So you drag it for about a week, you celebrate until the 7th day. Then you give them a name. That's why Damba is celebrated for 7 days. So from the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, which is the 12th day of Damba month, it goes on until the 17th. And 7 days after that, that's about the 19th, I think. The 19th day. That's when the final is done. The first one is called the Somo Damba. That's for the mass of the folks. The second one is the Na Damba. That's for the chiefs. Now, as part of the celebration, usually when you do a naming ceremony, you slaughter a sheep. That tradition is part of Damba. So a sheep will be offered for sacrifice, but not only that sheep, there will be, since it's a big celebration, there will be other animals also offered in sacrifice, but the sheep is the number 1. So the sheep plus the other animals that will be sacrificed for that occasion will be provided. There is also what we call the picking of the rice. They get the scribes, the Islamic scholars in Yendi, and for that matter, any big chief can also do theirs. But they get rice, and they sit down, and they pray, and that's what they call the counting of the rice. They pray over it, and when it's all over, then they give it up for cooking. It is the rice that they use to cook the ceremonial meals, with the meat that was sacrificed earlier. So in brief, that's what that it's all about. But the other phase, I want to tell you who does what. The Namuna is responsible for telling the Yana or conveying the information to the Yana about the Damba Festival coming on. The Namuna is like the chief of the drummers. Now, usually he doesn't go to do it himself. He will delegate one of his subordinates to go and do it. The Imam has a role to play because he has to gather all the clerics to go and pick the rice. He doesn't go there himself. He could go there himself just to say hello, but he delegates the function to another of his clerics, senior clerics, who is called Yerna. Yerna is one who actually leads the business of picking the rice. Yerna is also the one who is responsible for the sitting down and praying to pick the rice and do all the stuff, and also for the slaughtering of the animals for the festival. That's Yerna's business. The rice comes from Pancho. There is a farmer there who is charged with the responsibility for actually growing, processing the rice and taking it to Yana. He's called Korbole. That's his title, Korbole. He lives in Panchao. Panchao is on the road to Sablugo. I think it's about 6 miles from Sablugo. Okay, so that's in short the history of Damba Festival. Like I said, there are a few more that I could go into, but these are the things that you really need to know. The rest of it you can probably find out from other places. So just by recap, Nazanjina brought Damba to Dabong. It is a Muslim festival, but now it's all for Dabong, Muslim or non-Muslim. Key Nazanjina brought it. Those who helped him to celebrate the festival, all the chiefs from his time to date, do it in furtherance of his tradition, because he said we should do it. So every chief who has come after Nazanjina has to do it. Now Zanjina's ancestry, simple. Nuro was his grandfather. Tutore was his father. I got a little mental block, or I decided to give that as an assignment. I won't tell you his mom's name, but his mom was a great lady, very feisty lady, and she had quite a reputation. Find that also for yourself. Just one thing, I almost forgot this, but it burned I didn't know Burhani had died. And for that matter, let me just say one thing for all of them. It is nice that you remember your past, because these were people who were in your present. They have gone. You have remembered them. I appreciate that very much. Our people say that if you don't strive to remember yesterday, your future or your tomorrow is doomed. So I'm grateful that you have reminded me of this. Incidentally, Burhani was my student in class 2 when he was in primary 2. So I got to know him a lot. And in fact, he was my favorite student. I made him my prefect. Thank you.
Give us all a big round of applause. Okay, at this point, we are going to invite the dancing group. It's called, we're going to perform Jara. So I think they are ready. They should be ready coming in right now. But before they come in, I would like to acknowledge the Vice President of Tamale Sisters, Haji Abani. And I would like to acknowledge Alhaji Kagoba Boy, Tamata Gombana Zua. We have seen that Issa is going to perform a number of times, guys. So Haji Issa, we all know what she has done for the Gabon, the culture of the Gabon. I first learned to love a musician, a Dabuba musician, when singing a salsa. So at this point, I'll be calling on the Jara boys to perform. the role of intellectuals in the development of the ground with the diaspora in mind.
I say thank you for giving me this opportunity to stand before you to deliver a few words to you. And before I go on, I would like to say Anumula, meaning good evening, Niti Damba, Niti Damba, meaning literally Happy Damba Festival. As I said, I am deeply honored and privileged to be given this topic, even though I can see in the midst of the audience people that are more competent to present this topic to your understanding and action. So I'm going to challenge you. Yen zali mara maramani nyala iya taadi binini. Dozo di kala mala manga kabel setable atau plan jilmenti yisi kabjanda kaula kore kuyalma. Baby kala kaji. And my challenge is this. I am very sure that I'll put you to sleep by the end I start my speech because I'm so bored. The only way that you can escape being induced to sleep is for you to have attentive or undivided attention and listen carefully. And I thank you for that in advance. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate Dagong in advance. January the 25th, 2020 will mark the day or the third year of the coronation of the Yana Abu Bakr Muhammad II. Congratulations, Dagong. My topic tonight is Dagong development, the role of intellectuals. And the question is asked, what is Dagong? Where is Dagong? Who is Dagong? In this context, Dagong is defined as the landmarks, political, economic, territorial bodies that embodies the kingdom known as Dagong. It also embodies all people that identify themselves as belonging to the kingdom, irrespective of their language, tribe, or place of residence. So by definition or description, we have the domestic or local Dagong, those who reside within the boundaries of the kingdom. Then we have home-based Dagong. That are all those people who identify themselves as belonging to Dagong but reside somewhere else within Ghana. And then, of course, we have the Dagong diaspora. And that is all of you here, including your families and friends who belong to this category. So this is our definition of Dagong for the purpose of this speech. Then the question is asked, what is development? What kind of development are we talking about? Often when we mention the word development, what comes to picture its glamorous infrastructure such as superhighways, skyscrapers, subways, jets, and fancy cars. But in the context of this speech, development has to do with the ability of the people to identify and judiciously use their resources to the benefit of themselves, their families, and society. Hence, when we talk about development of the GOM, we are calling to mind an effort that will be geared towards mobilizing the people to embark on programs that will help us identify our resources within the kingdom and how we should use that resources to develop our physical and mental capacities that will enhance human dignity and social justice and social equality. This is the kind of development that we are advocating tonight. And of course, who is an intellectual? By definition, an intellectual may be described as somebody who engages in critical thinking, critical analysis of issues, identifying possible solutions and alternative options, making sound and rational decisions, and putting that to work, and putting that to action. There will be no benefit in critically thinking about issues and identifying solutions if that is not backed by a program to put that into action. Apathy is a disease. Apathy is a disease in our community. Apathy is a cancer in our community. And the only way we can get rid of it is to be proactive and be pragmatic in what we do. So, if the definition of an intellectual is somebody who engages in critical thinking and doing all that we describe, generally, what does it mean in our context? Who is an intellectual? And then we say he is the person, a woman or a man, who does all this. In addition to that, engages the people, mobilizing the people, encouraging the people, awakening their consciences, and helping them to develop critical thinking, critical analysis, decision making, and implementing the decision to better their circumstances. It's not okay for you to be just an intellectual. If you cannot transfer it to the people, to the masses, then I beg, that's not the kind of intellectual that we are calling for. It's okay for you to do all that, but it's not okay if you neglect all of our people and let us just run hilter-tilter in what we do. So, if development means the ability of the people of the GOM to identify and judiciously use our resources to enhance human dignity and social equality, and if an intellectual is someone who possesses intellectual capacity to think critically and take action, then what is the role of you as intellectual in this process? Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to digress a little before I identify your role as a Dagong intellectual in a diaspora. Allow me to provoke your thoughts about what I'm going to say. According to His Excellency, the late Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, and I paraphrase, money and the wealth it represents should not be the basis for development, because riches and wealth come from development. You have to achieve development to get real riches and wealth. But if your program for development is based on amassing wealth and riches, then you differ from the actual sense of the world. So, why are we saying this? I don't know whether I'm the only person who often hear that, or most of you here do hear this on a daily basis. That what does the North have? What does the North have? In our specific circumstances, the question is asked, what does the Dagong have? We hear it day in and out, day out. This is just a few responses. Dagong is endowed with vast plain land that is conducive for manufacturing and industrial complexes. The land is so vast and plain, you can put any structure of any capacity on the land. Yet the land lays bare and nothing on it. So what does Dagong have? Dagong is endowed with arable land that is conducive for agricultural and food production that can feed Dagong, feed Ghana, and export as an international commodity. Yet we import rice from China. We import grapes. What is our sinsala? We import Maggi. Where is our dawa dawa? This is what we have, and they are in abundance. Dagong is endowed with uncountable species of trees and plants. We are endowed with various species of trees and plants. The Shiebaga tree, the cocoa, we have cocoa in Zanzibar. The pottery, I'm just going to mention the other Bani name. I'm not going to Englishise it. The baobab tree, and so many of them that can produce timber, supply Ghana and beyond. Yet the question is asked, what does Dagong have? We have uncountable species of crops, maize, millet, beans, granules of peanuts, etc. That could be cash crops. Yet the question is asked, what does Dagong have? To sum up, if there is one resource or infrastructure that Dagong needs to develop, that resource is to be our mindset. Develop our mindset, give us the mountain, no matter how high it is. We can climb it, we can crumble it, and we can conquer it. And to this I say, long live Dagon diaspora, long live Guyana, long live Dagon, and may Allah bless us all. Thank you for listening.
You can drop the song.
Mbabia bonito, chamakara utige samata, usinata ne katoya ne yata, uye chaka turobele, uye chaka turobele, mbabia bonito, mbabia bonito, chamani utige samata, usinata ne katoya ne yata, uye chaka turobele, uye chaka turobele. Okula ito, ndani yanga ya, kama turoma kaya bani ne boya. Now we love to put the prayer out to the power. So
She is going to speak on the topic, In Search of My Roots, Looking Back While Moving Forward. Dr. Grace Hampton is an emeritus professor of art, education and integrated arts of Pennsylvania State University, University Park, Pennsylvania. Dr. Hampton and her husband, Muhammad Nadir Muttaka, have established the Institutes for the Promotion of Health, Education, and the Arts and Technology, a community-based organization located in America and Ghana and West Africa at large. At this time, please, I want you to give a round of applause to Dr. Grace Hampton for her excellency.
How do you follow what we just saw? You saw the heart and the soul of our people. I know that the evening has been long, and I will not make a very long speech, because how do you follow the energy that we just seen? How do you follow what we've heard from our intellectuals before us? After what I have seen and what I have heard, I am simply going to read 2 or 3 stanzas of a poem by a very famous African-American writer and poet, Margaret Walker Alexander. So remember that name, Margaret Walker Alexander. And she writes, "For my people. For my people everywhere, singing their slave songs repeatedly, their dirges and their ditties, and their blues and their jubilees, praying their prayers nightly to an unknown God, bending their knees humbly to an unseen power. For my people, lending their strength to the years, to the gone years, to the now years and making years, washing, ironing, cooking, scrubbing, sewing, mending, hoeing and plowing, digging and planting, patching and digging a long time, never gaining, never reaping, never knowing, and never understanding." I am not going to read all of her poems, but I'm going to get to her very, very final image. And I want you to hear this. Margaret Walker Alexander says, "Let a new earth rise. Let another world be born. Let a bloody peace be written in the sky. Let a second generation full of courage issue forth. Let a people loving freedom come to growth. Let a beauty full of healing and a strength of final clenching be the pulsing in our spirits and our blood. Let the martial songs be written. Let the gurges disappear." In her final statement, "Let a race of men now rise and take control."
Dr. Wusu is a board-certified obstetrics and gynecology physician. He attended Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, where he received his medical degree and completed his residency at New Jersey Shore Medical Center. I am going to welcome Dr. Owusu. Please give a round of applause for Dr. Owusu, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been a great evening, and let me start by saying Assalamu alaikum to everyone. When this event started, I think Osman almost seemed to apologize that we've driven all this far and we could be in other places. I tell you what, I don't want to be anywhere else. This is where I want to be tonight. This has been great. The dancing has been fantastic. The food has been great. I see there's a Cho Safi down there. I can't wait to get there. So this has been great. I've also learned a lot of things. Dr. Yakubu, thank you. Growing up, I always knew about the Damba Festival. What I wasn't aware of was the rich history that surrounded it. So thank you for that lesson. That was fantastic. And Dr. Adams, you're right on spot. I mean, that's great. There is a role that we all have to play as intellectuals in terms of rebuilding our communities. And you had some great points. So thank you for that lesson. That was very good. Those of us who live in Pennsylvania are very much aware of Dr. Hampton. I'm sorry you didn't get to hear his speech, but I think you would have been really inspired. So for those of us in Pennsylvania, we know Dr. Hampton because her work at the university precedes her. She's done tremendous amount of work at Penn State University. And, you know, when you think of Penn State, you mostly think of the football games, but it is a huge institution, and Dr. Hampton has done tremendous work up there. Her work with IFEC, which is an organization which is really supportive of not just Americans, but Africans, and has been also phenomenal. She also just ran a very successful campaign in that community. And you know, if you ever get to Central Pennsylvania, and if you don't know who she is, let me tell you something. Let me offer you this. In Central Pennsylvania, there is a saying, and this is how it goes. If you want anything done, forget Oprah, call Grace. That's what we say in Central Pennsylvania. That is how wonderful she is. She can move mountains, she can make things happen. So we are very, very lucky to have her here today, and I am very honored to share the stage with her. You know, but as the introduction was made, I am a practicing obstetrician gynecologist. I work for an institution called Geisinger Health System in Central Pennsylvania. But this evening, I'm here to talk to you about Ghana Medical Relief. Ghana, and let me also say I'm the president of the organization. I'm here with my vice president, Dr. William Raxon, who is a dentist in East Orange, South Orange, actually. Most of you probably know him. Ghana Medical Relief was founded in 2011, and here in the United States, we are what is called a 501c organization, humanitarian organization. In Ghana, we are referred to as an NGO. The goal of the organization is simply to provide health care to underserved communities in Ghana. So what we are is a group. We work with organizations, churches, and hospitals. And what we do is gather medical equipment and then deliver these medical equipment to communities in Ghana. So our main focus is to work with what is called the CHIP clinics, or basically we want to focus on communities that are underserved in Ghana. Now, we have over the years delivered several hospital equipments, including ultrasound, hospital beds, operating room tables, defibrillators to many clinics in Ghana. Well, since 2018, we've sort of changed our program a little bit. We've expanded our program to include actual delivery of healthcare services. We are running healthcare programs. In 2018 and 2019, Ghana Medical Relief provided care to over 5,000 people and dispensed over 9,000 prescriptions to the people of the Siakwa in the eastern region and the people of Anamabu in the central region. These were free healthcare services. We are very proud of that work. And of course, in 2020, we couldn't go to Ghana because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But this year, we were very happy and very lucky to get back to Ghana. Our services include internal medicine, obstetrics and gynecology, urology, pediatrics, dentistry, and in addition, we have general surgery, of course. In addition, we have several programs, educational programs like lessons, we have the teachings in helping patients with things like diabetes, hypertension, and malaria prevention. I am pleased to announce that in 2023, Ghana Medical Relief, in collaboration with IFEC, we will be delivering our signature healthcare service to the people of the Dagbon region. Now that, my friends, is an excitement. We are excited to come to the block. We are excited to work with the people of the Dagbon region. We believe that our services will improve lives in those regions. And that is why we are very excited, and that is why we are here today. Now, in 2023, in addition to the services we will have, we will also include ENT services. We have dermatology services on board, and we will have ophthalmology on board. So we have some great news for people of Gabon. We are coming to your region, and we are going to give you the healthcare services that you need. Okay. You get a chance to come to one of our missions, because you will also see how your contribution is improving the lives of others. So on behalf of GMI, I'd like to say thank you. I want you to know that we appreciate your help. You are invited to join us anytime, and I want you to continue to support us. So have a great evening and happy holidays to all of you. Thank you. Okay, so.
Let's go.
It is most humbling to represent His Royal Highness Pishula Andani, Dr. Al-Hassan Andani, at this important gathering. I am also glad that we have gathered here to reaffirm our commitment to peace and unity in Dagbon and to chart a new path of development. Let me emphasize that whatever I say here is directly from His Royal Highness, Pishirulana Dr. Al-Hassan Andani. I am only a conveyor belt of his thought to you. If it is well delivered, it is his credit. And if it is not, may God forbid, it is my fault. As you all agree with me, for 7 decades, Dagbon was thrown into a state of acrimony, leading to a substantial degree of retardation. Thank Almighty Allah, now we have had a new Yana. A situation. This is a situation that opens a new chapter in our evolution as human beings, as an ethnic group. The legitimate question is, what next? The answer in one word is development. The answer in 2 words is accelerated development. The answer in 3 words is accelerated sustainable development. And the answer in more than 3 words is accelerated sustainable development under the banner of unity in diversity as a legacy for posterity. That is why the Dagbon Development Fund is born. And that is why there is the need for all of us to support the Dagbon Development Fund. What is then the Dagbon Development Fund? It is a fund established on the basis of a robust financial management system and appropriate governance structure to ensure success. The vision of the fund is a peaceful and prosperous kingdom with all its citizens having equal opportunities and access to resources for their development and contributing to the development of Ghana. And the mission is to invest in responsible leadership training for traditional rulers and elders, to rebuild the traditional governance infrastructure, introduce appropriate invention, and revive and strengthen economic and social activities, and then introduce initiatives to entrench peace building and cultural rejuvenation. Objectives of the fund are to rebrand and package the Dagbon Chieftaincy Institution to become a major vehicle for development, mobilize funds and manage them prudently for the equitable development of the Dagbon traditional areas. We want to end here and emphasize one point of the development agenda, and this is to define, redefine, rebuild, and to re-emphasize the need for us to have a befitting palace, characteristic of the majesty of Yana, the sanctity of the Dagbon tradition, the prosperity of the Gombes, and the success of the Dagbon. Brothers and sisters in Islam, brothers and sisters in Dagbon, the challenge is ours. We have a choice to make, and the choice is simple. And I want to believe that we will make the right choice. Yes, it is the choice of unity over division, reconciliation over aggression, peace over violence, love over hatred, and excellence over mediocrity. Let us all resolve that we can solve the bank, and we'll put the bank to another pedestal of development. This we shall do within the context of hope for success and not fear of failure. All the best of luck. Long live the bank. Long live Ghana. Long live the Gombes in US. Long live the Gombes in diaspora. And long live all Northerners. Northern for Northerners. We are all proud Northerners. All the best of luck. We thank God and we shall be with you. Greetings from His Royal Highness.
We are going to be listening to a speech by Zosulanana, and she is Zosulanana from Tamale, even though she lives here. And we are happy to have as our honorary guest, our honorary chief. So at this point, can you please, I want everybody to stand up so we can welcome her to the podium.
Good evening. I want to have your attention, so I'm going to say something, and I want you to say something back to me. So I'm going to say it's good to be here, and I want you to say it is great to be here. Can you do that with me? It's good to be here. Oh, I don't think we have everyone with us just yet. I think there's just a few still missing. It's good to be here. If your neighbor is not with us, tap them on the shoulder and say, you're not with us. All right. It's good to be here. All right. I think we have everyone with us. I want to thank you so much to our distinguished guests that shared the stage with me this evening, to all of you, to all of the committee. I am so grateful to be here with you this evening. I am honored to be the Zofuna and to be here, and I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you. We thank God for long life and for all of us and for the people of Tamale and the northern region. I want to start by asking you a question this evening. Are you ready? Are you sure? I'm not sure that this side of the room is ready. I think maybe they're not ready. We should wait for them? No? Okay. What can we create together that we cannot do alone, that has the power to transform? Take a moment and think of your answer. What can we create together that we cannot do alone, that has the power to transform? Every great moment is preceded by a sound. And tonight, the drummers and our voices together are that cultural sound that has been made. A movement is not a moment. And a movement requires your intention and your attention. A movement requires you to be focused and undistracted. A movement is defined as a sustained campaign in support of a collective goal. They are the result of people to people, citizen diplomacy, collaboration, where relationships define the shared common outlook of development in a society. Movements replicate after themselves, standing the test of time. A movement requires each person, even the young people, to engage in a collective action. I want you to take note of the young people to my left. They have engaged in a collective action to seek information and to seek knowledge. They are curious and they are engaged. because they understand that they hold the key to our future for tomorrow. They are our leaders for tomorrow. They will take us to the future that we desire and that we've heard talked about from so many on this stage this evening. We must take action today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, and not even in the new year. Today. Can you guys say it with me? Today. Today. Are you ready today?
Yes.
Will you take action today?
Yes.
Are you committed to take action today?
Yes.
All right. So we have the power to be the answer to someone's prayers today. Can you imagine that yesterday someone prayed for you to be their answer today? They don't know who you are, but they know that God is sending an answer through a person. And our obedience to act today is how that answer comes. Will you join me in starting today? All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
I don't know if this side of the room is ready, but I know this side of the room is ready. Is this side of the room ready yet?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I believe that leadership is a lifestyle. Because people are our greatest resource in life. It is my life's mission to expand the capacity of people to bring their very best selves to every aspect of their lives. I have had the honor and the joy and the pleasure and the privilege to be educated, to pursue my master's degree in educational leadership and organizational change, to pursue my doctoral degree as well in organizational development and change, to serve on a multitude of nonprofit boards as I volunteer and give my time for the people. So as I coach and I speak and I train, I am leveraging every day my platforms and my networks to bring development to the people of Tamale and the northern region. I am committed to the people. I am committed to the development. I am committed to the Damba. I'm committed to the intellectual need of the people. I'm passionate about leadership, education, family, community, entrepreneurship, and the empowerment of women and girls. I want you to say something with me. Are you ready? Okay, so we're going to say this together. I'll say it and then you'll repeat after me. I am a leader. Oh, we need the adults in the room to say it like they mean it. I am a leader.
I am a leader.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That means you're ready?
Yes.
That means the answer is yes?
Yes.
All right. So as leaders, our actions and our decisions that's what makes strong connections, right? Our friendships and other leaders in support of accomplishing a goal. Today, as leaders, we have come together in support of a goal. Do you know what that goal is? The goal tonight was not only to celebrate our culture and the Damba and the Dagumbas, but it was also to foster development. We cannot do development alone. We cannot do development as individuals. We must link up with others, and together we do it. Second thing I want you to remember tonight is that development is a group activity. It's kind of like soccer. It's a group activity. The definition of development is an act or a process of growing or causing something to grow or to become larger or more advanced. You may be wondering, why is she talking about development at a Damba Festival? Well, I'll tell you. Because transformational change requires art. It requires the presence of art. And during this celebration, we have seen the art and the culture of the people of Damba. And I want to share 3 strategies that you can take action today. 1, as a group of leaders that are committed to the development work of the Tamale and Louisville sister cities, many of us are together for more than 40 years. The Louisville, Kentucky, and Tamale sister cities have been a strong force with leaders of all ages, and it requires diverse groups of leaders to accomplish this work. As such, we need to add more leaders who are diverse. We need young leaders, energetic leaders, committed, both men and women, in particular professionals that are registered as yearly committed, I put my money where my time is, active paying members of the Tamale Louisville sister cities to make this development possible. This approach to leadership with young people demonstrates the preparedness of the youth to be stakeholders in the work of development. Do I know that's a young person who I can invite to join this work and to take action? Another big commitment for my office is to build a Friends of Tamale. The work of development and the work of the people is big and it's heavy, and we cannot do it alone. So we need leaders from across the globe that will lift with us, that will climb with us. So connecting leaders across the U.S. and across the globe. So to accomplish this, we are establishing a formidable group known as the Friends of Tamale. This group will be a diverse group of Americans. They will include African Americans, whites, women, men, young, old. In particular, I am focused on African Americans communities. For those who have a desire to visit their ancestral home and are interested in investing in the economy, in education, and business, members of this association will be organized by their areas of specialty and training and their interests as they partner with their Ghanaian members and counterparts to take action. And my final strategy is most important to the individuals in this room. I lived in New Jersey when I was a young girl. I lived in New Brunswick, so New Jersey holds a special place in my heart. It is not by coincidence that I am here this evening, and it is not by coincidence that you are here this evening. So tonight, you had an opportunity to sign up and to provide your name and your email and your phone number so that we may connect with one another to continue this work of development. If you have not had a chance to do that, I invite you to do that today. Should you do it tomorrow? How about next week? What about later on tonight? Today. Yes, today is the word. Today is the moment. But we are here for the movement. I want to strongly encourage the members of this community and this committee to strengthen the current programs and initiatives such as the Dagumbas Youth Association, the Development Group, the Ghana Health work that we've heard about this evening, as well as the other 2 that we heard about this at the beginning of the program. So that together, we will make the whole of Tamale strong. So I want you to say something with me once again. Is the right side of the room ready? Is this side ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How about this side of the room? How about the middle? It's a little weak in the middle. We need the middle. Is the middle ready? Yes. All right. So I want you to say, I am a leader, and I am ready to take action today.
Not today.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
But today.
Today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zosalina. We appreciate your sacrifice. Okay, I want to acknowledge a number of groups here. The Atlanta group, thank you so much for coming all the way from Atlanta and to participate in this ceremony. And also the Moshi group, I'm very much aware you guys are here today. And all the tribes that are here, the Ashantis, the Hausas, every single person, we appreciate your efforts for making this a wonderful ceremony. At this point, I'm going to invite one of our brothers. He's just going to speak for like a minute or two. His name is Mr. Hassan.
Hello. So, in the morning, I am more a Dakomba than a Goja. Because the Bambu Punika Zuri, Amato Kalini Yesham, Abatanda, Amayama. So, let's have a Tabani. The Paya Pam, Nzandela, Gonja Youth Association of North America, Zandi, Ne Umpuso Kam, Ka Umpana Wuni, Natatamna, Namduka Galsi, No Oyigo Puni, Tinto Nung, Bishatin Nung Smo, the Parumuna Wumpam. The Mabisha Bandi and Beke, Katamimba, Lang, Niasmo, Kanaumbola, Naunche Betaya. Bamizaka Alafi, Nautimba Alafi, Naunche Kayunaka Tizahada and Meki, Tila Nasan War. In brief, what I just said is on behalf of Gonja Youth Association of North America, I want to extend my heart, warm, congratulations to the organizers of this unique and remarkable Damba Festival for this year. I mean, this is the first of its kind ever to be organized. And I pray to Almighty Allah that He extends our lives to live long to witness yet another one next year. And I also took that opportunity to pray for our brothers and sisters who have been here with us today, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has called them. May Allah have mercy upon their poor souls. And I pray that our eminent scholars who have actually, gave a color to this particular festival, I pray to Almighty Allah to exalt them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen them and help them in their endeavors. I will end here, and I thank you once again on behalf of Gonja Youth Association of North America. Alhamdulillah, thank you.
Northern Light organization, they are part of the ceremony and they have contributed to our journey. I am also going to acknowledge Alaka organizations from New York, Alhaji Rufai, Haji Salamatu.
To mini Alaji Alidu and Dane Lidos, Jasune, Manson mini to Yum Taba. Bane Nzam Palanzia, Taba, Ka Bayina Anti Cheka Damba, Wabnon Tabaton, Ka Tabon Tamino di Alzama, Mban, Den Chansham. Ne Nia Yelbar, Shabam Mali, Zanchan, Young Polo Yabgamsum, Betone Topolo. To Alaji de no so piel Pam. The board ne a 20 to be a cargate. Uja shall be Dalisha Chika, Itajan Lala, Tasuma.
You mangle de no manyasum pam yamwashama. Do Matumbia America, ma tam come to collision Jimmy. Candin Subsum Melty. Ka Tishi Tab Shahai. Torozoka to Borna Tilla Antaba, Kabang Tab Shahai. The Mamani Diamad and Violum Pamdom and Nombo Shabian to Minma Yeta Yung Balang. Abakanaka Tinyetava, to Lang Wunyala Rahmazantiti. Toronzo Kate, Bazal Woman, so come Kanaka, the Bangtava, Katima Bilum, ka bihi baŋ taba ka paɣaba baŋ taba ka zonim baŋ taba to di zuɣu ti bɔrila Dagbaŋ tooni chɛndi ni ti tiŋgbaŋ ŋɔ puuni ʒi tooni chɛndi yaha.
Alaji kara ina mania ni ilaha wali yundalna.
Yɛmaŋli ŋɔ maa ti zaŋli ŋɔ maa ni ti niŋdi piligu to di mi ŋmanila naa yi ko puuni di niŋ viɛnyɛla pam to di niŋ viɛnyɛla maa ti suhurila nduma Naawuni ni Naawuni paati yundali ni yaha ti lan de n laɣim taba n lan niŋ damba maa to di zuɣu ti mali niya ni ti kuli niŋli yuuni kam nyɛvuli puuni.
Ka zilinkom din be saɣasigu din ka amal ni a ti yiŋ nima.
Ya ni ku yɛn ti yiŋ nim shɛm nyɛla ti be kpɛŋɔ maa yɛmaŋli yiŋ nim maa yɛla di be ti suhuri ni ka ti suhuri Naawuni ka laɣindi taba ti mi laɣim maa zaa nyɛla ti laɣindim ni ti sɔŋ yiŋa ka lɛbigimsim kana yiŋa ka suhudoo kana yiŋa ka biɛhigu miisim ka di niŋ soochi yiŋ polo to di zuɣu ti ni laɣindi ŋɔ maa di chɛ ka ti tooi tiiri taba zorinima ti zo paɣaba ni bihi ni dabba kpaŋsim ya yikɔba ni ki sɔŋsim ka di kuni yiŋa to ti ni mali niya shɛli zaŋ chaŋ yiŋ polo n bala nduma Naawuni kpaŋsim Dagbaŋ Naawuni kpaŋsim Dagbaŋ nangbani yini Naawuni zaŋ yurili niŋ ti suhurili ni taba nduma Naawuni chɛ ka Dagbaŋ chaŋ tooni daan yaa naa mi Naawuni sɔŋmi ni gbibbo to ni ku yɛn zali shɛli n bala maa.
To ti mini Alaji Dagbaŋ boy nti a so ne ti Damba ŋɔ wɔbi zuɣu ka o kpuɣina pɔŋ n yi Dagbaŋ n kana ni o ti nyɛ din yɛn wo shɛm New Jersey ti a so ne ti kuli nyɛla ban yɛn nyɛ o nu puɣu pam n puhi ka paɣu pam ka wum o yee bee o zilinkom zaŋ chaŋ di polo a mini zaa ti n diri fiila ŋɔ.
Ok n paɣi ka puhi ni ka ti n di shahara shɛli ŋɔ maa n ba ti a so ni dira niŋ viɛlli la n ku mila di yɛ an dani bɔndi o nahimma mi n yɛrila di lidus domin n ta di za 5th kan kana US amma da jin karan wata saha mina ta shan kan na je war ya to amma an shi mi ko o invite ma ni ban ma Damba fa zo yelma amma ba pansele ko te ni pisho la yan kamna ma ta pisho la yan karan una ni bilo domin ban bala ho borin ya to kana mi bizalle ko zan yi hide marzuk da saman fun malshile ma to insha Allah ni ka tinye din yan nan sham to ma ni ka tinye sham ma har ne si yalan bolma anya le woson wayan kana do en ya ka choma ina ngba yinga ma na ngba yinga nyal na no sonya dem be sham bala do wala tan ka tinye sham ma alhamdulillah na alasa na no sonya na no jina lafi to assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
To zama tu yana kuka za ta yi ma to kan bonni da one of the organizers wurin ya Mr. Gani no ozan ozilin kwamti yurun wa Damba ma na Damba pirgu shelton wa ma on yale sham to Mr. Gani anan wula
na mabiya ban sha'atin nan wo zon da silma da yaran da shin nan New Jersey wo da gar 20 years ka te Dagbaŋ community to ku bor na te nan ban sha'atin nan to wa Damba so kam ko kale Dagbamba na te mabihi ban mara Dagbamba so kam ko kale ti chara nan ma dan zo to puhre Dagbamba bilgu za ne balsha ban tapte to puhre ba za and ban sha'atin so palgiya ka puhre gana nam za te zaino kam seher en puhre te family en puhre Dagbanda ba fonma en puhre kobal magunma ne ba puhre gumbo ka ba bizang na tirba mana na woni ne nyangti yala titi ka tita lafi ka nan albarka nan to bom mane pour son bon pour shel dembe yuale te nyala zo swang domi te ne nye Dagbambe programme shele zati vena ko first as a first program New Jersey de no yo me zo nyara gbaza do andapsele de zo te paya ndman naw nan Alhaji Mahamar yiko ko to nan ban shawma o nan ma titi Dagbambe za zo te paya nan cha zati ve chantoni ne zati za program za dem bien mana cha chantoni and ndman naw ne comme Alhaji Mahamar bo azorsa te paya pam ne za TV ne santi program o shele because coverage shele ben titon te mine kama tenan ku to nyele dempa Alhaji Mahamar ko kal ne zo te poro za TV tumtunu be za na wona albarka nan
nyala ma bisor me ngala miyo me tombe ban ami ngunu mbara be to dor kema yule
Sukami mala Tuba Dagomba, Tuba Zax, Tuba Booster. But can you mangle Abdul Bassett? Zak Villa Dapala.
Abdul Bassett.
Tamale.
Tama fondan ka yina.
Zobiele. Zola Hood.
Kara Damba also untahana kwe.
Yes, I'm Bella, Pennsylvania, you know. So to come and say Bangse Mabielago.
Yeah. Kara yina.
On and off, and yeah, I mean, young America busy my yeah, but sometimes still to not on the behavior. And this should be happening every year, so that got the meter lama ang pangser mabilo. Dan ko bien yala ang pure so kam za yang polo. Kayerne so kam ko cha a dua men bierson bien. Definitely biela. Se zanya la banyen chiang Tony and kamal pur son tsere so kam za sa yanga am pur fans ma za sa nang banjin kayba ne very soon 14th January in Kanna amlia goyen nang ka te zang letsile
mabia to yul Abubakar Sadiq Al Hassan okay da bang ko ya tamal kayina because tin fang ma ya be do amam gumbe hene injin chwa ka jinji sona yele so da bang ko ya tamal kamayina.
Kara Damba also untahana New Jersey City University zone dapselo.
Damba do ngwan ko ya dun dong ne yeto anyel dama mbe ba organizer mane tenang porre so temene porre ma te dalir nyame di nan ka ti shema belgu kalan lam taba wote da pa ma te kalan yeshele ka ba ba tenji lu shelna so kamano ku yalma tamal ni nyama so ko to bol wiya on ko foya anama jisona yele ni tamalzaha mpo wona ko chan shapshan bala
Mr. Shaharobo ka dagbang ton dan ka
way yila yuang da piamile la
yuang da piamile ka American pompage
ko jaware se cha area sai maka
kada United States on state dan ka yina
yila Virginia na
ayila Virginia la kala Damba also untahana yon
on tatana na wi ko
kan kana ma anya Damba ma wula nyala
woy Damba ma alhamdulillah ta ta pa na won pam na on pa tin na gba yine Damba ma wone da bang malka ba de chiebe ndulu le kamza sa de sortanu so biel to nkuliyam pula yang zaha da bang za tamalza bien de poe so kamza sa ka pour Northern Light members ta Northern Lights bezakat zan kan kanate embe jonwa ta pambo biane misa karnama a forceman ma
ka wato on tres shama woy nta Damba ma so hunto wana to mabiya ka yule
Yahya tamal tumpunu kan kuyina
tamal tumpunu kan United States to me state dan ka
ila Jersey City na
kala Damba so on tahana yo
den ku tahmana din ya kala ya to ama dagbang zaha kan ku empohe na ma fa na ma Karachi na ma so kam kalmo ma ka ku bona te pansar ta shal kam dezo on kam zaha be lo kam te zan de te Damba pour son zan tri zaha na woni shamtin nan ban yene kamal bi haguma titi
to mabina ku gwa zati mo ka mde mapro mba miyo una to manya ko gbo biyo nu no woy pasa ba wa karam Damba wo to mapra yule
mbono sabata yila tamalna
tamalwa matamal ganse tamal fondena
tamal tampuni bayan waya
o to pa pampa ka United States on state dan ka
amdala New Jersey City to za da fugun wataran banan man da manan ba da man da mane ba dam ba za ha jala bayan waya kalan pore sarkin faila yin azango ne pore so kam ta mala lafi to wadan ba mana to suhine
to pa to nyala de ngombo no honorable be kasidi bo o to mabia ka dagba lo don kame
yila chwana
tamal chwa o ka United States to me state don kabe
ndia New Jersey City
ka Damba so on tahala wo ame ne ma viena pam
to pa ke mpuru so kam tamalza to no ma mpuru so kam no ma Idrisum bon
la ni Idrisum bon le kasidi to pa pam Mr. Idris
to yule baba mu
ayulu baba mo ka yi dagbang lo don na
kai Tamale Gombe na
ka United States to me state dan ka yina
okay Virginia kan yina Manassas
kana Virginia ka yin kana Damba wa wo
muna on puro Gombe ne zaha na Tamale na zaha ya
yulim bona Musa
ka tandan ka yina dagban tandan ka yina
tambala kan ku zugo ka chama chwa kun kuna bo bolle ne hilltop
azam bu puno wala ka damba ma lecha
ai to damba ma de nan manya asam pam domin akana ngoma anyar la ma be shaba am betonya kara yugo pam to anya bala ma de nan la nyasam kamin baki difila kan ma photo numa ka dibandira together
ka fo no din ka le damba ma puno
wanya nye amfana nan pam domin ne ba mi shaba nya ba di yuya pam kan ye kabo wo ba ma ya wo bonde dagban wo ma do za ha di to ci kan yele karnan ma nyasam ni jiya ngo zo da ba tambu to bi ha ma na kana to ma di to ci kan jesu yungo
kana ma wo wa
karabiya pam mbitane to so wo wa ma pa ma ha ba tabal mal argar so kam za ha ba
wa do wa pa ma musa kana wala ma biya
yaba
ka yule
mbona abukare yila Tamale na saka mjala New Jersey New Brunswick inshallah mbona mpola jawazuli ya zaha kapo Tamale pasaran na chimba kapo nyimbon pasaran na chimba don nyimbon kan yina
don ta pa pam to ma be to pa
yula Aisha na pare yila Tamale na tisho o nimnilo mangu na kuto kale en supalgi ya pam damba wangu na ti supalgi ya pam te para na wone kasuru na wono josi tinya vul wala na la fe yundal na katima non dengarla la mbon nan pu yabjo wa zuliya zaha kapu Tamale zaha kapu ramma mpuru so kam zaha mpuru dagban zaha nkuto bole wiya because time man la short so te pa ya pam ami TV na on sablara mr Mohammed na ndu mo bo asa zo te pa ya pam
wa alaikum salam
yulam bone Dr. Ganiu
ka
Gushakan yina gushada bambi nyama
gusha o don wa de yapulumba ka United States to tandan ka
Texas kan yina to mpur gusha zasa ka pur yanna ka pur Tamale zasa ka yelba ne bako gbukar chama kalunguna kalun kunyale nzo to pu ya ka pa yirga bangma na onu son so kam zasa bon organizer ngoma na on chelba ka taba nyavel na lafi.
You should have danced because I know you know how to dance very well.
Okay.
Are you going to be here next year to celebrate again?
Yes.
That's good. Thank you. How do you like the fake Damba today?
I liked the party. Very good. It was very good.
You liked the party and it was very good. You enjoy a lot of food?
I danced because I like the music and it's so good.
Thank you. Okay. How do you like the first Damba, Imam?
It's the best Damba I've ever seen. I've never seen something like this before.
You've never seen a Damba before?
Yes. No.
This is your first time you've seen Damba?
Yes.
And you enjoy it?
Yes.
You're going to be here next year?
Yes.
Thank you, Imam.
To temene Mr. Basha lam Damba wop. Ta sone ka okubor ne ozang onwel ne bi osirin kom inti zabzu nama to be ba pra wala kala ne tizon to jiwo
o zon jiwa wa rike kan dan na jin nan ma kaje tan lakana America hal zon tana jin wa Damba America ma zon to wa Damba zo to ka to so palga pam be ne pa ba so kam na chimne non kuraza yina ata so palga pam
kara male pour son azanti ayana ma be zabzu nama
oh to ma de pour ma on a chez tera ku pour la to ti yongola to man kubo ti yongola woni nya la shi umma no yaron obi gana zonka zari za TV zonka dagba yo dagban to kambon non pu ala je mahamar pam no pam ma on yala ngahwa ka ti yen yolo noru zande no ku tim tone to mo che ka pun yawa woni nya yel zo la moro na won tuma la fi ka to nya bo wanle kalam pu he banama na manama zab zo za na chimbe me pasara za ta puhruba tamal nama ta puhru so kam na Damba ma yuno Damba ma ti wale karanan yaksim pam
manuku male zilin komshel ne nti yinam yala point ki yuna za TV domin da nya TV palle ti duar chama ti yarla Alhaji Umar o pubiyar da gbanzo pam ta so ne o tulum boka boyen yula TV ma da tunati cika da zansan biyar ne ban mal talla na ma be ban mali dabil gam inta so ne da nyala ban yan son su pam ki to mali in can ni mane tiyarla talla galbu yetu'a jama'a din yan toce ka la'arto yirna kab male in pansare be tuma be mal yortum tunu